So when you think about the sales funnel, it's becoming more and more important to most companies. And all the sales funnel really is a connecting pathway. So if you can imagine all your customers at the top, there's 100% of them, and that could be a segment or the whole market. And down the bottom, perhaps if you're lucky, let's say 5% of them are loyally buying your brand on a regular basis. The question that strikes most companies is, where did the other 95 go? And the answer isn't buy or not buy. The answer is they've dropped out through the funnel. So if we start off with 100 customers, the question is how many of them know we exist? If they know we exist, how many would consider us? If they consider us, how many prefer us? And then how many went out and bought us again? So that's just a simple generic funnel, but it illustrates the stages that we have to move the customer through. And I think, again, the advantage of News Corp for many companies, and it's almost a secret they don't want other companies to find out about, is that the ability of News Corp Media to target many of those different stages is very impressive. You know, it's a top of funnel tool in creating awareness and certainly in providing a lot of information for customers. But it's also a middle funnel tool in terms of generating brand and strengthening brand perceptions. And it can be a very targeted activation tool as well. And that's important because the more we do brand planning, the more I think the work that comes out of a couple of British thinkers called Peter Field and Les Binet, which is called The Long and the Short of It, has become more and more influential here in Australia. And the idea behind the long and the short of it is very simply, we've all become a little too short term, a little too bottom of the funnel, and a little too activation in our focus. And their challenge is that you need to spread more of your money back up the funnel, maybe around 60%, on longer term, non-targeted, brand building, awareness generating media. And that's a real challenge for many companies because they really like to do the short term efficiency stuff. But long term really is a neglected area in Australia, and most companies are too weighted now towards short term activation. And the great thing about News Corp is it can do the short term stuff, but it's really strong as well at the long term brand building. And I think that's where, again, News Corp has significant advantages as a medium. It can really help build a very large reach and have a very large impact on brand building, the long of it as well as the short.